officials say 7 Russian military generals were killed in the military invasion of Ukraine. One of them was reportedly killed by his own men as the invasion continued in Ukraine. A number of Western officials, who did not want to be named, gave the names of several Russian generals who died in Ukraine. The latest was identified as Lieutenant General Yakov Ryazantsev, who is the commander of Russia's 49th Joint Army in the Southern Military District. The other was identified as General Magomed Tushayev of the Chechen Special Forces, which President Vladimir Putin also sent to Ukraine. The number of senior Russian soldiers and military officers reported killed in the war over the past month in Ukraine has shocked Western military and security officials. According to some Western officials, Russia's heavy military casualties were partly due to communication and logistical problems, which reportedly led a number of senior Russian officers to use unencrypted channels, which eventually exposed them to Ukrainian forces. In his statement, one of the Western officials who asked not to be named also claimed that a Russian general who served as commander of Russia's 37th Machine Gun Brigade was killed by his own troops as a consequence of the scale of the losses suffered by his brigade. "We believe he was killed by his own troops on purpose," the Western official said, without naming the commander in question. He only stated that the commander died after being run over. According to the Western official, this further indicated the moral challenge facing Russian troops. "They really found themselves in a dangerous situation and they suffered a lot," he said, referring to the Russian troops deployed to Ukraine. Several Western officials also stated that another Russian military general was removed by the Kremlin or the Russian presidential office earlier this week. He was identified as Army Commander General Vladislav Yershov of the 6th Combined Army. It was reported that Yershov's sudden dismissal was prompted by heavy losses and strategic failures in Russia's military operations into Ukraine. Russian authorities admit 1,351 of its soldiers died in Ukraine, in the second official announcement on the number of soldiers killed since the start of the invasion on February 24. Western countries estimate the actual figure to be 5 times that figure. Western officials also noted that about 20 of the total 115 to 120 battalions of tactical groups that Russia deployed to Ukraine were no longer effective in combat because of the heavy losses suffered. After a month's operation to gain ground in the region, perhaps 1/6 of troops no longer effective in combat. That's a remarkable set of statistics, the Western officials said.